Blizzard moving into the esports space? Is EA really winning the Golden Turd again? And a eulogy for our friends at LucasArts. Stick around, it's Tuesday Newsday. Hi, Syl here again for another edition of Tuesday Newsday. This week we've got three big stories to talk about, so we're going to jump right in. First big story today, Blizzard announced that they are acquiring the remains of the IGN Pro League. IGN Pro League is a part of the remainder of the IGN team, and they put on a lot of esports events for varying games, including Blizzard's own StarCraft 2. The move with IPL is just one of many that Blizzard has taken to push aggressively into the esports space, especially with the recent release of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Not a lot is known about the acquisition yet, but today actually Blizzard did announce the acquisition of the assets and technology behind the IPL. What that means we don't really know just yet. Also today via Twitter, Blizzard announced that they would be acquiring the San Francisco office that belonged to the IGN Pro League, meaning that Blizzard now has an additional United States location to their current offices in Irvine and Austin. It's also unknown how this acquisition is going to affect the future of competitive StarCraft 2 gameplay, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Blizzard continue to host these events side by side along with events from the popular Star League and GSL. And Blizzard has done that in the past with their own BlizzCon tournament series as well. So more to see there, and stick around to future installments of Tuesday Newsday, and we'll talk more about that as it comes out. Destiny this week once again held its reward for Electronic Arts, now the second year in a row that they've won the Consumerist's Worst Company in America. Does this make them winners? Losers? I guess we could probably say recipients. That's what we'll go with. Now, for those that don't know, this contest from the Consumerist takes very big national companies that have done bad by their customers, say Bank of America, Wells Fargo, pretty much any national bank really, and most national or semi-national internet service providers tend to end up in this big competition alongside a lot of one-off entries like, in this case for the past 2 years, Electronic Arts. And every year that the company's been in the brackets, it's because of something particularly newsworthy they've done just as the brackets are coming out. In the case of last year, it was the controversial Mass Effect 3 ending that left a lot of fans very disappointed and pointing that blame at Electronic Arts. This year, SimCity was still a very fresh release in people's minds, and so that helped to propel them straight to the top. Bottom? Top of the turd heap? I don't know. The terminology here is all very confusing. So, The Consumerist being a popular consumer blog and also having a self-selecting sample of people to participate allowed those that were dissatisfied with the SimCity controversy to voice their opinion, and they took that company straight to the top of the trash heap. This year, unlike last year, however, EA's COO Peter Moore came out with a statement stating that the company can and will do better to avoid this kind of sentiment and backlash against their products in the future. He may not have done the best at it, however, because while he went into some non-specific examples of ways the company is trying to improve, he also may have stoked the fires a little bit by claiming once more that SimCity does not have always online DRM, and that it's solely intended for the experience of the game. Trying to keep my opinion out of this one. I'll have some more on this later this week. I've got some plans to talk a little bit more about this one. But it's an interesting statement, and it's an interesting way for the company to push back on this, where last year they remained mostly silent. But he did commit that the company is going to avoid this in the future by being a better company to its customers, and so all that's left now is the time to prove that true or false. So we'll see, EA. We will see. And in the most sad and disappointing news this week, last week Disney actually closed out the doors on LucasArts, which they acquired when they purchased the entirety of Lucasfilms late last year. This is a complete closure. The company has dissolved pretty much the entire firm, closed the doors, laid off all of the employees, and canceled all of the game projects that the company was working on. This is disappointing not just because the studio was famous for Star Wars games, but also because they were responsible for a lot of really good original intellectual property. Games like the Monkey Island series, Grim Fandango, and some really good Star Wars games that deviated from some of the movie plots, like Dark Forces in 1995, one of the first LucasArts games that I personally played and still have a copy of to this day. So as of the time of this video, Disney has confirmed that they are willing to license the rights to future Star Wars games. So this won't mean the end of Star Wars as a franchise, but what this means for games like Monkey Island and Grim Fandango is currently uncertain. There is one title that may survive this scrapping, and that was the in-development Star Wars 1313. How far along in development it was, we don't currently know. But Disney has talked about the possibility of handing it off to an additional publisher and developer to finish the title and to publish it. So we'll keep an eye out on that one as well as more news comes out. And that's all the time we have here for this week's Tuesday Newsday. Remember, I'm Syl. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my page on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. Links to all of those are here within the video. And that'll be it. Until next week, see you then.